Greetings one and all, this is Riddim Works and welcome to my channel with some more Far Cry 4 single player story mode gameplay. And I simply had to put this video up because in my opinion this has got to be one of the most visually stunning interactive cutscenery I've seen in a video game in a long time. I mean, you think I like Far Cry 4? Yeah, I think so. I know you know that I like Far Cry 4 without a shadow of a doubt, but I just had to put this up because it just kind of gave me an indication as to maybe how Uncharted 4 is going to pan out for some strange reason. It just kind of gave me that vibe immediately into entering this. And spoiler alert, for those who haven't reached this far, it is a spoiler alert. This is the opening mission for the Shangri-La missions. Now, as soon as I reached here, I realized I was in a special place. And Ubisoft done a really great job in giving a visual representation of what Shangri-La is. A mythological place of whatever. Whatever you deem it to be, but it's a special place, which I think all can agree. So I just simply had to just stop, take stock of the scenery, take stock of all the visuals that I'm seeing right about now. Some people would just run through it like a blue-ass fly or a headless chicken. I have to give credit where it's due. I love taking in the scenery of something that is well thought out, well planned, well designed, well covered. So this is me more or less going through the Shangri-La at a leisurely pace. But anyway, I want to talk about a phenomenon that we in the UK have inherited from the United States. And it's a simple thing called Black Friday. Now, for those who don't know what Black Friday is, I can't say that I'm a retail analyst or a retail expert, but I'm going to do my best based upon the knowledge that I have of Black Friday. Now, Black Friday is a retail event which happens every November around the Thanksgiving holiday season, where retail stores basically open their stores around midnight to severely mark down their prices on a sale that basically is more or less getting rid of the stock that they couldn't sell for the last 3 quarters of that year. And it's like serious markdowns. We're talking about like 60, 70, 85% markdowns on stuff. And we've really had that Black Friday experience over the last, let's say 3 years, I would say. But the sad thing about it, for me personally speaking, is that it doesn't really show us in our good light when we're shopping for bargains. Now, if you're looking for kitchenware, clothing, all that kind of stuff, it's kind of more or less easy to do online. But if you're looking for electronics, which a lot of people are, let's say TVs, stereos, consoles. Oh, before I even go any further, there was an item of news the other day where people were more or less scamming Walmart stores for PlayStations and getting the PlayStations for $90, where they more or less faked their, they faked their, let's say, screenshots, their Amazon screenshots of consoles to make it look like they cost, I don't know, $90, let's say. And the cashiers, the naive cashiers in their part, basically aided the scammers and sold them the PlayStations for $90. What do I say to that? More power to your elbow, you know, more power to your elbow. I feel sorry for the cashiers. I I looked up in a couple of forums and I saw one person basically saying, oh, they should be arrested and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, look, hey, you know, Walmart are not angels themselves. You know what I'm saying? They have very dark practices as well. So, you know, what's a few console between retailers and consumers? Because Walmart is a freaking multinational. Do you know what I'm saying? They've made billions of dollars in retail, you know, and their chief executive, they're not short of anything either. So more power to your elbow. But anyway, moving on. Black Friday. Now, the ironic thing about Black Friday is that when that event comes and when you see the jewel in the crown sales event, which is the reduction of electronics, that's when you see people lose their freaking minds. And I've seen it in America, and now we have to see it over here, where people basically queue up outside a store around midnight, and the poor man that has to basically open the door have to be met with a tsunami of irate freaking shoppers that had to wait out in the cold for so long. Now, with midnight sales and midnight launches, I'm done with that shit, you know, especially like with video games. I tried that thing twice with Battlefield 4 and Call of Duty Ghosts. And I was waiting outside the store at midnight to buy something at full price. So you could imagine people basically waiting to buy a 56-inch HD TV for $100, right? Of course, that's what you're set on, and woe betide anyone that gets in the way of you making that purchase, right? Okay, so you see the picture. Now, the most ironic thing is that when people riot in the streets, and when people riot and loot in the streets, they have this mark of, I don't know, chivalry, you know, criminal chivalry, where they literally pass out the stuff through the shop and through the windows and just put them on the floor, and people take what they basically want to take. There's a mark of chivalry there, right? But with Black Friday, hell no. Hell no. It's like they see it, they want it, and fuck anyone else who's gonna try and get the same thing. I will beat your freaking ass till it's black and blue before you take what I have to wait outside until midnight for. And I just find that ironic, funny, and somewhat sad, you know. And it's getting to the point where, you know, people's getting stabbed up and shit for marked down consumables, electronics, cutlery, crockery, garments, clothing. You know, it's just a funny thing to freaking watch, man. It really, really is. But I just want to say thank you to all the United States of America for granting us that undeniable gift of Black Friday. Really, I want to thank you guys, because now not only do we have to contend with Halloween, we got to contend with this shit as well. I mean, don't get me wrong, at the end of the day, you know, a bargain is a bargain, but you got to see it for what it is. It's just the big retail companies getting rid of old stock they can't sell. And they've already marked up a profit where they can actually sell it a little bit less than what they would buy wholesale anyway, you know? And us being the greedy people that we are, I suppose, and we being the bargain hungry people, of course, we're gonna empty out the store within the matter of hours. And we're more or less doing their job for them. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying, you know, it's an unjust thing. I'm not saying it's morally wrong. It's business, you know, it's business at the end of the day. And more power to your elbow if you can get that bargain. But get the bargain. Get the bargain in peace and love, man. That's all I'm basically saying. Don't be getting it with an intention to more or less kill people. And I'm not being over dramatic when I say that, because it does happen. I mean, look at the PlayStation 4 launch. Somebody got killed for one of those things, man. And it kind of begs the question, well, How do you feel? Do you feel comfortable playing that PlayStation when you more or less killed somebody to get it? And it doesn't only happen with the consoles, it happens with games as well. It happened with Grand Theft Auto 5. Someone didn't get killed, they got stabbed for it. They sustained serious injuries for that shit. And it just begs the question, how do you feel when you play Grand Theft Auto 5, knowing that you had to more or less stab somebody to get it? Nah, it doesn't feel nice at all, man. But business, man. Business doesn't mix with morals or friendship, I suppose. So anyway, here we are in the wonderful world, the mysterious world of Shangri-La, with these hints of terracotta, burgundy, gold. And I was more or less playing until like around 2, 3 in the morning. It was just something that I had to play before I went to bed, because it visually looks stunning. And Far Cry is one of those games that it just takes your head to a different place, man. It really does. And like a couple of missions that I played before, I forgot what the mission was called, and it was more or less when you took the split from the 2 guys and it just took you to a different place. It was kind of asking, where am I going, sort of thing. Forgive my ignorance as to the exact title of the mission, but just amazing to watch. Absolutely stunning. Okay, so I'm trying to reach to the Belt of Enlightenment here. Ooh, yeah, crack fingers. I mean, what more can you say, really? It just looks so visually stunning. Visually stunning. Beautiful. Oh yeah, and I think, yeah, this part here is when I'm going to reach the final stage of this mission here. Now, very few games leaves me with my mouth agape, wide open, simply by looking at the game. Now, don't get me wrong. It's all about gameplay for me. You know, games can have a standard looking feel about them, but the gameplay is the most striking factor in a game, obviously. But with Far Cry 4, it just has, in part, some visuals that just takes your head in a different direction. I can't explain it. You just got to play the game to know what I'm talking about. You know, you can't get a feeling of how the game is even when I'm playing it. You know, you just got to be immersed in the thing yourself. And that's the thing about Far Cry that I love. Far Cry 3. My only criticism of the game so far is the lack of use of its main antagonist in the game, Pagan Min. You see him at the beginning and you just hear him periodically throughout the game. What is the reason for that? Well, it's been suggested that Troy Baker, who voiced him, wasn't paid enough. I don't think it's that. Maybe, could be, I don't know. But I think it's a waste of a good character, because his entrance was dark, to say the least. And I think that could have been explored more in the game. But overall, I'm loving it so far. Yeah, well, speaking of Black Friday, I want to talk about another thing that I'm feeling a lot in terms of retail, and that's Cyber Monday, which we've also inherited as well. But I think it's more universal, Cyber Monday, where it's more or less the same thing as Black Friday, but they just mark down everything in online retail for the same purpose, for the same matter of getting rid of stock that they couldn't really sell over the last 3/4 of the year. And I think Cyber Mondays are much better for old farts like me that can't be bothered to be outside in the freaking freezing cold just to get a 50-inch TV for $100. I can't be doing that shit. Can't be doing it and risk getting myself beaten up as well. I'd rather just sit in the comfort of my yard, press a few buttons, press collect, press cart, press whatever, and get it that way in the comfort and safety of my own yard. But yeah, this is more or less it. Oh, got a couple more dudes to finish off. Right. How do I do it again? Yep. Get the tiger to deal with him from the front. And I'll kick his ass from behind. Yeah. And there are still more. Yeah, kick the ass. So that's more or less it, you know. I'm sorry if I'm not really talking too much at this point of the video, but like I said, man, you know, even by watching me replaying this, I'm just saying wow in my head, man. Absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. The gameplay, the visuals, balanced. I mean, some people are saying, well, you know, it doesn't look next gen. I mean, if things are set in a, I don't know, in the 18th century, in the 19th century, the 20th century, if games are set in the Second World War, how is it supposed to look next gen? That's my thing. You know, you're in a mythological place. That's what I'm trying to say. How is it supposed to look next gen? You know, it's got to look old. Do you know what I mean? It's got to look kind of worn, battered, weathered, rustic. It's just got to have that vibe. Riddim is that ramp you need to... Yes, go up that ramp, man. Oh, dear. So, I have no complaints with how it looks. To me, playing both Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 4, the quality is still there, the similarities are still there, and it doesn't hurt my eyes. There's nothing more I want visually from it, to be perfectly honest with you. And there you have it. And I've still got these dudes to deal with. No, I don't. Well, that's the cutscene. And that's the end. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The opening Shangri-La mission on Far Cry 4. Absolutely stunning. So it's with that, I'm going to bid you guys adieu. You know the coup. Whatever the game, platform, format, genre, happy gaming. That's what it's about, ladies and gentlemen. And until I catch you guys on the next one, happy gaming, stay blessed, and Magan.